I've received numerous questions which I would like to address and hopefully satisfy some of the people that are writing in pretty consistently. The first is in regards to a forthcoming illustrated Goetia edition that we've spent a little bit of time on. I collaborated with an artist, Adam Iniquity, and we should be publishing this grimoire soon. Jason King from YouTube, someone I respect, actually asked me one of the better questions that I've actually seen come across, and I'd like to address that now. Mr. Ford, why are we trying to reclaim and reinterpret a failed Christian or failed Christian paradigms? The Goetia is written by a Christian. This is beyond doubt. When you consider it, you must understand this no more than a piece of neurotic art. The old established power argument seems to run counter to your embrace of chaos, so I just wonder why. So that's a great question. The essence of that question is kind of found within the essence of Luciferian ideology. First, I'd like to say that no matter whether I like it or you, Jason, or anybody else watching likes it, the Goetia is kind of a gateway drug of sorts for people getting into ceremonial magic and trying to understand the basic concepts of magic. Now, if you take the Goetia literally, and I'm not talking about the Luciferian Goetia, but the Holy Edition, you have to read between the lines to really make it beneficial and useful to someone. Most people don't know how to read the lines between the lines with the Goetia. Understandably, it can lead you on this chase of evoking something in a triangle, circle, for a specific purpose. Let me say the practices in the Goetia, first of all, date back, and all those traces are found in Greek and Hellenic necromancy, ancient Near Eastern necromancy. And the very word goes, or goeti, refers to howling, which was a concept, it was actually an act that people did over the dead when they were being buried. And sometimes they would call them to and make offerings in the grave pits or whatever for specific purposes of divination, cursing, whatever that would be. It has its roots in necromancy. The Goetia, as I have interpreted and used over the years, is very beneficial for anyone if you approach it correctly. And the correct approach is that you don't try to evoke them, literally. You take the sigil, you focus on it based on what you want to learn or what you want to accomplish, be it low or high magic, indifferent. It does not matter. And when you do that, you focus on the sigil, the imagery, the colors, all those associations, and you focus on your goals, the rituals associated with which will enhance and support the subconscious mind. Once you do that, you're going to find that you're going to get to your goal much faster and that it actually works. We both know, and I'm sure a lot of other people know, many of the deific masks in the Goetia are survivals of ancient deities. Well, that's fine. Look at them in the Christian demonic sense, but use them in a progressive way, which means they're not trying to lead you into death and temptation, but they're trying to liberate you from and bring you the higher knowledge. And that really is the essence of what early Christianity, right up until the fall of the Roman Empire onward, wanted people to be ignorant and believing some pipe dream of what Christians want them to believe to keep them in control. So that's why. It's really to address anybody coming into Goetia, coming into magic, Luciferianism. They take this, it's something to work with, and it sets your foundations correctly, rather than trying to do some ceremonial thing that's not going to be very beneficial in the long run. The second aspect is the concepts of chaos are very intense for me in that you take chaos, which is everything around us that is not in temporary order, and you will that type of order into being for a period of time. That can be the direction of your life, or where you want things to go. So I'm not going back into the old established power concept of kind of the like the Golden Dawn type concepts. I'm not doing that. I'm actually taking Luciferianism and really breaking it down through all these different grimoires that I've worked with and that I continue to work with to establish a new concept. So good question. I appreciate it. The second is, this is from someone else. I do not have the room for an altar and such. I cannot perform any proper rituals. My question is, are all the ritual tools necessary? As long as you have an imagination, a will, a mind, and a vision to get to where you want to get, you can perform it visualizing tools. You can perform it without certain tools as long as your mind is focused. You do not need ritual tools if you don't have the luxury for them. That's definitely something I have done over and over again. Through my early stages of initiation, didn't have many tools, and I still accomplished. It still happened. And that's based off the will. Austin Osman Spare is a perfect example of that. I have another question. The often surfacing phrase, as above, so below. What's the precise meaning of it? Above meaning the ascending, transcending aspect of the self, the will, and below the infernal ones. So let me first say that as above, so below relates to, from a Luciferian perspective, balance. Below is the earth, and below the earth, this comes to the old concept of ki, or the underworld in Babylonian mythology and religion. Ki represented the earth from a fertile aspect to also the dead, both, the dark, where the beasts of prey dwell, the spirits. As above, the sky, the heavens, that's the control of the future of the known world, if you will. Anu was the god of that. So those concepts alone, Anu was neither good nor evil, balanced. So as above, so below means keep in perspective of your dreams, your subconscious, and what your daemon instinctually drives towards you, and maintain your daily presence and live life in a balanced sense. Don't destroy one thing to achieve another. Balance is a big part of it. So that's the infernal aspects of that, as I explained. Also, if we look at the concepts of demons, they're really animal compositions of different animals with human aspects to represent our carnal and hidden desires. So it's interesting to explore those and really work through those areas.